Now, in this video, we are going to take up the design of two different motions on elliptical path, along elliptical path by using elliptical trammel. So to do that, first let us have the three different parts. One is the base plate, and the second one is the slider, and the last one is the link. So these three I need to create first. So these are the orthographic view, and this is the three-dimensional model for that. That is the base plate. And similarly, you have for a slider and again three dimension. And we have the link, and for that you have the three-dimensional model. So the final assembly is somewhat it will going to look like this, having three paths. One path is the distance between the center to this is exactly at the midpoint or the center of the link. Then you are going to have it path traced is circle. And if it is near to the center, it is in the vertical direction, the ellipse. If it is in the horizontal, then it will go to form the horizontal axis from the center along this. Again, it will go to form the ellipse. So to do that, so let us, we will go to, first we'll go to this model and we will go for fusion screen. Now I'll go for sketch. So before that, first I will go for part design and convert this into hybrid and say convert. Then we will go for the sketch, click on the top plane. Now I'll go for create, go for rectangle, take center rectangle and select this some arbitrary point, and then create a rectangle and go to constraint, select equal, select these two as the reference, then go for dimension and take the dimension as 100. So you will go to get. Similarly, I want to select this rectangle having 45 mm from one end and having the 10 mm width. Okay, so to do that, I will go for rectangle, select some arbitrary point and place this. Go to dimension, between these two you select and give the dimension as 45, and you select between these two as the dimension which will give you 10 mm. Similarly, on the other side, you just take the rectangle from here, you take it on this side. Okay, then go to dimension between these two. Okay, give the dimension as 45, and similarly from the dimension from this line to this line, it will be 10. Now once you do that, go to finish sketch and go to extrude, select this profiles. Okay, all these profiles you select from this side, entire thing you will go to select this. Now you go give the distance as -10. Okay, take it to the down. Once you do that, now we have the dimension of the rectangular slot, I mean square slot having the 10 mm this block. And I want this 5 mm, this entire, this two rectangles to be taken cut for a dimension of 5. So to do that, I will go for enable the sketch, then again go to extrude, select on this side, this center on these 4. And since you are going opposite to the direction of the path, so you give -5 and the operation is cut and say OK. So this is the first slot. So what I will do, I will remove the sketch, okay, so that you'll be able to see the model. Now I will go for the appearance. This is white, so I will go for appearance and then come down to paint, come down to glossy, then take that white and place it here and say close it. So once you do that, now I want to save this. I will go for save and make it as a base plate. You take as the base plate and save this file. So once you do that, now the first part of the model of the elliptical trammel has been completed, or the model has been created now. So it will take some time for the base to save. Yes, it is in cloud. Then we will go back. So I will just go to the exit and go to part design, go for the next part, go to hybrid and say convert. So the next part is I will go for the slider having 10 mm square to a depth of 5 and create the radius 2 on all the corners except from the base. Then top 5 and the top 4 and the side 4. So then you create a circle of diameter 3 to a height of 5. Okay, so to do that, I will go for sketch. Hybrid design is over. Then just click on the sketch. And again, go to create, go to rectangle, take center point rectangle and create one more rectangle. And go to constraint and select equal, select between these two. Okay. Then go to dimension, select this and give the dimension as 10. Then go to finish sketch and go to extrude and take the dimension as 5. Okay. Take the dimension as 5. And since it is along the new body, I will just create the new body here. Now I will go for round. So you come down to fillet, select this edge, this edge, this edge, and this edge. Similarly, on the vertical side, you take all the three and then go to 3D orbit and rotate it and take this, right click and say OK. Click on this edge also and give the radius as 2 and say OK. Now you go to 3 dimension and go to sketch. Click on the top plane and go to circle. Select the circle and take the diameter as 3. Correct? Radius is 1.5. So naturally the diameter is 3. Go to dimension, take the diameter as 3. And then go to finish sketch. Go to finish sketch and go to extrude. Click on this profile and take the dimension as 5. Okay. Since I want to join this, so go to join and click. Now we have created the second part. Once you create the second part, now I will go for the color of this part has to be green. Okay. So I'll just go to appearance and come down to green and drag this and place it onto that model and say, go to save. Now we'll go for slider motion. Slider is the part which I have created. Now, once you do that, now we will go to the next part, which is the link, what I want to create. So to do that, here or this link. So to do that, I will go for sketch, click on the top plane again, and go to create, go to slot, take the center to center slot first. Okay. And then the dimension of that, the between these two is 45. And then I want this slot having radius 5. Then I want to place this at the center, that is the midpoint of this should be on the center point of this. Okay. Then I will draw these 3 circles of diameter 3 and go to circle. First I will draw 3 circles of some diameter, go to constraint, select equal between these two and again between these two and go to dimension and take the diameter as 3. Okay. Then go to concentric, select this circle with reference to this and you select this circle with reference to this diameter 3. And now what I want is, I want, this is not the concentric, you just go to coincident. The center point of this should be on the center point of this. Okay. Now I will remove the constraints now. You can see there is the holes of 3 mm diameter. Okay. Now I will go for sketch. I will create one circle here and also one more circle here. Again, I will go for equal, select this circle with reference to this and similarly select this circle with reference to this. Then go to dimension, you select between these two, you give the dimension as 15. Similarly, between these two, you give the dimension as 15. Okay. Once you do that, go to finish sketch and go to 3D and go to extrude. Select this profile and give the dimension as 5, I think so. Yes. Take the 5 dimension. Type 5 and say enter. So now I'll go for appearance and come down to yellow paint and click on this, drag it onto that model and I want to save this. So again, I'll go for this part design and make this as hybrid and say convert. Now once you do that, now we have all the parts has been done. Then go to save and I will go for link. Now I'll go for the link. So now I have saved all the three parts which I have created. The next question is I want to make the assembly of this. So I will just come out of this and go to part design, click on convert untitled to hybrid and say convert. Now first thing is what I want is the base plate which is to be grounded. So this is the white color plate, that is the one which I want. I will drag this and I will place this into the center of the model or the workspace of the assembly. And since it is the base plate which is grounded, I will say okay. So this cannot be moved out now. Then the next part, what I want is the slider. I will just click on the slider and bring it onto this assembly workspace. And then I will try to move it out here and say okay. Then I will just rotate this and I will place this here. Okay. Then I will go to escape and go to joint. Select on this surface and I want that plate to be here. I want to select this snap point of this and to come it on and bring it onto the, take this surface onto this and bring that point here. Now it is moving in the opposite direction. So I will just flip this. So it has been placed at the point. Once you do that, now I'll go for the top view and then I will go for motion. I will just go to a slider. Okay. Now it has to slide only in this particular direction. Okay. So now it has been placed in this view and you move it. So it moves in this direction. Okay. So this is how it is moved in the along this slot. Okay. I will just go to preview motion and I will say okay. So once you do that, now I want to bring the second slider. Now I will just bring the second slider and place it here. And again, I will try to move it out. Okay. By holding it onto this square block. Okay. Square plate. Then square profile and then you drag this. So I want to move this now. So you just come down to this, go to joint, take this, hold the cursor on the onto that face. So you will going to get all the snap points. Take the center of this point to be on the center of this now. Okay, and you place it here. Now you can see that is also, but it is sliding on the Z direction. But what I want is I don't want to slide along the Z direction. So I want it in either X or Y. I think it is in the Y direction. No, it is in the X direction. So I'll just go to this and say X axis. So now you can see it is moving in the X direction. So now I'll go for a fit. Now if you preview it, so it moves in this particular direction. So once you do that, I will say preview motion. I will stop this. So it will going to be placed at the center and I will say okay now. Now we have both the sliders have been fixed along the slot what we have created. Now the next thing is I want to bring the link here and I will drag this and place it here. Now I want this point. So I will just click on OK. And now I'll go for a joint, select it on this surface. Okay. Click on this to this face. Okay. Now it is sliding, but I don't want to do slide. Instead, that I have to motion is I want to revolute that. Now you can see it is been revoluting with that with reference to that pin and say okay now. Similarly, I want a joint, select on this side, okay, to this top face, okay. Now you can see both are being locked. Now I will say okay. Now I'll go to 3 dimension and I will go for the relationship. Then go to joint, click on revolute and say animate joint relationship. Now you can see that the motion is or the slider motion is converted into the elliptical motion of the link, how it will going to be taken. Now the force what I have created, that is the one which will going to give the trace of the motion. of this elliptical trammel of the link, how it is moving. Once it moves along the slot, the path traced by these three holes I need to check. So to do that, so what I will do, I will just go to sketch. Now I'll go for 3 dimension. Now I will go for sketch, click on this top plane. Now I will go for ellipse. Okay, create, create. Okay, so before that I will go for project, click on this point and you take it on this and you also take it on this. Okay, okay. Now I will go for create, click on ellipse. So select this center point with reference to this center. Now I want to give the other dimension. So I will just click over here. I will check the dimension between these two. What is the dimension between these two? It is 22.5. So I want to maintain the same thing between this and this, so that you will going to get the path traced by this is circle. So now I will go for the dimension and I will remove the dimension. Now I will just escape this. Now I will go for dimension and I will remove it. Now you just revolute and see how the path traced by this, the hole, that is the center hole, how it is passing through the center of the circle. So this is how you will be able to generate. If the hole is at the middle point of the slot, then it will go to the path traced by this is a circle. Similarly, now I want to take this into the consideration. So to do that, so here I will go for again, go to create, go to ellipse, click on this center point with reference to this center point, and now I will click over this. Now I want to give the dimension of this. Go to dimension between this point and this point, which is going to be 7.5. Yes, you have 7.5. So in between these two, what I want, dimension between this one and this one, dimension between this and this. I'll go for dimension between this one and to the center of the slot. And here I will give 37.5. Okay. Now you go for, you can see that what will go to the path traced now. So I will just come out of this, then go to revolute and say animate joint relationship. Now the path traced by this hole with reference to the same slot will be in the vertical direction. You can see that it will path traced by this is elliptical. The center of the hole is the path traced by this is a circle. Now we will go for the other one now. Then I will go for create and go for ellipse. Okay. Click on this center with reference to this now. Okay. Now I will try to take this point. Now we will go for dimension between this, sorry, dimension between this and this line. I want to make it 7.5. Okay. Then I will go for the finish sketch. Okay. Now I will remove this joint relationships. I'll go for revolute and go to animate joint relationship. Now you can see the end which is nearer to this hole is path traced is the horizontal ellipse. The end which is nearer to this hole is the path traced is in the ellipse in the vertical direction. The middle of the hole, whether it is in this direction or the left direction or the right direction, the path traced by the center of the hole is a circle. So this is how I will be able to show that the link, when it is animated or moved along the center of the slot of the base plate, then you will, the path trace will going to be having three different motions. One is on the horizontal axis, the ellipse, and the other one is in the vertical direction of the ellipse, and the midpoint and the middle one of the pole will go into path traced is a circle. So this is how we will be able to analyze it, the elliptical trammel of the link and the slider mechanism of the base plate. Thank you.